Hello everyone, it's December 19th. Alright, let's get down to the business. We are 1995, so we're getting closer. Why? I thought yesterday was 1995. Like, what? Yeah. Why it's still 1995? I feel like it's been 1995 for a few days. No, I don't think so. I think it just, I don't know, did they update 1995? Anyway, if we do it should be 1996. Okay, delete columns to make sorted. You're given an array n strings, all of the same length. The strings can be arranged such that there is one on each line, making a grid. For example, can be rearranged as follows. You want to delete the columns that are not sorted lexicographically. In the above example, so BCA is not, right? ABC is, BC is not. So you will delete column 1. Return the number of columns that you will delete. I just compare if it's sorted, right? So in this case, CDG is good. BA, now that's bad. AFI is good. So column 1. And I just need to return the number of columns. Okay, so we will just, yeah. But it is Christmas. That was the last day I think we'll have to do in order to hit 2000. Then that's it. That's it for me. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I kept saying this every day. I think I need to keep saying this. Just keep reminding myself. It's gonna be hard to say goodbye and then to go away from something that you've been doing for such a long time. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? We are going to say for int I equal to, no, we are going to for column by column. So this is the first column, smaller than 0 dot size, and then j++, right? And then we say for int I, 0 I smaller than 1 strs dot size, and then I++. Okay, then we say if strs I, right, j is smaller than strs. I can be equal, right? Yes, it's just sort of smaller than I minus 1 j. This is, we say rest plus plus, and then we'll break. Right, we break, that means we break out this, then we go for the next column. And then we'll do that until we finish. Return rest. Okie dokie, let's try. Looks good. Submit. It's pretty slow. But this is OMN, that's for sure. Right, are you telling me there is a better way? Probably. Alright, so if there is a better way, I'm actually interested to know what it is. Okay, maybe I need to read the question again. 1000. So we have 1000 columns, and what we can do, but what else can you do except from going through all of them? Is there better ways? They have to visit every single one, right? I don't know. Is there a better way? Last time 2023. January the 2nd, 2023. I don't know. Oh, I cannot see. What did I do back then? It's even worse. Matrix traversing. Huh, wow, some people really put some efforts into this. Holy crap, how did you even do that? Alright, that's it. 1996 now. 1996, 4 more days. You want to do one of these things? I could retry this one. And this is just the recursion, right? So this is the stock buy and the sell. If I remember correctly, we need to go from right to left. And we need to change it. Basically, it's going to be on ith day, right? Oh, I forgot. What's the state? Current account, right? So with the number of transactions left, and what are my 3 states? I forgot. Current day, remaining transaction. This is the previous action, but I remember that was not to be. It's going to be the day. I want to know on this day, with that number of transactions left, and what is the maximum profit I can make, right? But I don't know, so because it depends on what the previous day is. Oh, whether it's sell, whether it's buy. Whether it's sell, whether it's buy. The profit, the maximum profit at the end of this day, what is going to be, right? So if I say, DP, I, remaining, and action, right, is represent the max profit, right, at day I, with remaining number of trades we can do, and perform action, right? Perform action, and then we say action can be 0, let's do nothing, or it can be 1, that's call it to sell, or -1, call it to buy. All right, so we have this thing. So we start from, we know DP 0 day with basically K and 0. Do nothing is going to be 0, right? But if it's 1, that's a sell. Sell is just going to be prices 0. Or if it's -1, which we're actually going to turn into 2. Right, so it's going to be a buy. So that's going to be negative prices 0. Then we move on to the next day. Right, we move on to the next day. So we enumerate all scenarios. So this is also, it doesn't matter. So we enumerate all the K, enumerate all this, right? So the next one, so if I want to know DPI remaining and action, okay, what I need to know is, but this basically I have 3 actions, but it depends, right? It depends. So I need to go to its parent, which is DPI minus 1, right? Because because remaining actions, right? Remaining action. So if that parent is closing a position, right? Parent is closing a position, then mine will be the same number of actions. If parent is open, I will also be the same. But when does this remaining decrease? Now, if parents is closing, then this, yeah, so if parents is closing, then you need to look for remaining plus 1, right? Parents is closing. How do you know parents is closing? So basically, its parent situation can be, 0, 1, 2. That is its parents. That's one scenario. Parents is closing, right? Parents is closing. And another scenario is parents is not closing. It's just again DPI minus 1 remaining. Parents are not closing, 0, 1, 2. So based on these two, so if parents is closing, right? Parents is closing, then for you, we can do all 3, right? We can do all 3. Yeah, 0 can be parents is closing, parents doesn't do this or this. Or if parents is not, so let's do this, and it can still be this, or parents can be 1, which is but we have to go through all the remaining, right? All of the scenarios. I'm trying to think about bottom up, but I think I'll have to do top down. There's no way to reason. I think what I need to do is what's the end, right? End will be the last day, right? The last day with, I'll say it doesn't really have to be 0 remaining. I think I have to iterate through this, right? Because it could be 0, could be 1. Remaining. I actually don't know. Because when you go to the last day, yeah, I would say it has to be 0 remaining, because if you still have and action, I actually don't know. It should be the maximum of all of them, right? But what I feel like is this day, we start from this day towards the end with this number of transactions left, right? With this number of transactions left. And what is the maximum? And then that's why from the start we can do, but in the reverse style, it's really hard for me to reason. So maybe I can say what's the maximum. So how about this? We say DPI day, and then we have remaining, and then we say action, right? So we say DP, this is from I to the n with remaining with this action will give me a value, and then we'll compare to 0, don't do anything, we buy, we sell, so we have 3, right? So we'll follow this. So yeah, so we call this, right? So how do we do it? So we say if we don't do anything, then it's going to be dp, I plus 1 remaining. So if we do nothing, right? If we do nothing, then bpi, and then we have because I do nothing, this can do 0, 1, 2, right? This can do all 3 because I did nothing, so this can do 3. So I need to find the maximum of these 3. So if I do something, right? If I do something, then when I pass down, like if I buy, right? If I buy, then DPI can only do 0, 1. If I sell, it can only do 0 and 2, right? And then we pass it down to the next level, and it needs to know what is the max profit it can get. But the information I don't pass it down is the profit I can pass down. So like for this, right? For this, I want to know the max I can get, but it depends on what gets passed down. Right? What gets passed down? Because it's dependent on what gets passed down. All right, I forgot. I don't remember. I have to check. What was the solution again? So this is state 0, right? State 1, and the other state, it's going to be so like if I don't do anything, then it should be my parent, the maximum, don't do anything, or it is, or if it's sell, then I'll buy, or if it's a buy, and I'll sell. Yeah, because for me, there are only 3 options, right? I only do 3 options. I either don't do anything, or I buy or sell. And what the hell is this P? P is the current price, which means it's just previous. So the previous has to be an action. But here is what I don't understand, because the previous can also be no action. Right? The previous can also be no action. And why does the previous has to have an action? After day I. After day I. So we're saying this. Not the other way. Is we're saying after day I. So after I day, if exactly J transaction have been completed, and we end the day holding no stock. We're holding 1 stock. Okay, so that's different. So after I days with J transactions have been completed, right? After I day with J transaction completed, and we have 0 stock, or we have bought a stock, or we sell the stock, right? So that's the state. The state is at that day, right? We are in the sold state, or we are in the buy state. But why the other way around doesn't work? I don't like to think about this. I like to go from left to right, which means I still prefer I still prefer DPI remaining and action, right? It means so the max profit, right? Max profit from day I to the end with remaining transactions left, right? And we do action. So basically we need to figure out DPI as 0, K 0, the maximum of this DP 0, K1, and DP 0, K2. This is what I need to figure out. And for this, because I'm doing nothing, so this is equal to maximum of dp1 k0, dp1 k1, and then dp1 k2, right? This, because I say 1 is so 0 is nothing, 1 is, I will call 1 is buy, 2 is sell. Okay, so 1 is buy, 2 is sell. So now I buy. Okay, so I buy, so this can be negative current price, right? So negative price, what I can do is plus, still gonna be the max of, because the next one can do nothing, right? So can dp1 k0, we can do nothing. Or the next I cannot sell, I can only buy. Oh no, I cannot buy, I can only sell. But this is gonna be k minus 1. Because we have one less transaction. Because I force you to sell. Maybe this will work. But let's do this another day. I have no Ghana left. Alright, I'll see you guys.